welcome to Press Box. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan. On the show today, we have our American co-host. We have Dave Stevens on the show today. Hey, Dave, thanks for coming on the show.
Great to be here, Jay.
I,
Just love what the Disability Channel does and excited to be a part of it.
well, I love your friend on your shoulder.
Kirby, right here,
Yeah.
named after Kirby Puckett, former baseball player for the Minnesota Twins, who I got to be a part of 2 World Series. So yeah, he's here. I got a cat bouncing around here. Oh, I think he
Oh,
hears
I
we're
see him. He's
talking
about the
about him,
size of
Jay.
Kirby Puckett, too. He's about the size of
Yeah,
Kirby.
short and stocky, and yeah, just kind of just bald. So yeah.
So this is great. Let me tell our people about Dave. So I know a lot of people know Dave, but in case you don't, me and Dave have been working together for the better part of about 10 years, trying to support every community across Canada in the United States. And we've had so much fun doing it. And I like to say we're just getting started, Dave. Like it's just amazing what you do down there. If you want to share your disability with our fans, that would be great. But I understand if you don't, you know what I mean? Because we always do. And since we're the disability channel, we always like to share. We're transparent.
Well, I'm very blessed that, to be born without legs and to have played, college football, minor league baseball, all those things that people could just go and Google. And, I still continue to get to cover sports for the Disability Channel and being able to, go out and just do the things that we get to do and have our coverage and have interviews and do all the cool things that we get to do, as far as football and baseball and hockey and all the narratives that we've been a part of, Jay. It's really neat to, continue to be able to
I
just
love him.
make an impact in the market. Yeah, there's Kirby. He's
Ah, that's so cool, Dave. Yeah, so Dave,
really
like just to tell our viewers, Dave goes from stadium to stadium. So you've been to pretty. Oh, look at that! Oh, they
yeah.
hang out with each other.
They're
That's very
friends, they're
nice.
buddies, yeah.
So tell us some of the stadiums that you've been to, Dave. Like all of them.
Well, I'm so lucky that, we've been able to continue coverage for the Disability Channel from all the Super Bowls. We'll be going to Santa Clara this year. It'll be my 30th Super Bowl and it'll be our 60th Super Bowl for the NFL. So but we're so lucky that we get to continue to be a part of, baseball and football and basketball and hockey and all the things that we get to continue to cover, hopefully coming up in the future for the Olympics and all these kind of things. And, I'm enjoying watching the postseason. It's been fun. I don't know when this airs, but my prediction, Jay, is going to be the Yankees are going to lose to the Red Sox and get swept. I'm going to say 2 games to 0 whenever this airs,
Yeah.
and Aaron Boone is going to get fired the next day just
Well,
because,
Aaron Boone has been hanging on. Like I always thought he was going to get fired a couple years ago, but he still
yeah,
keeps his job. He keeps his job. I think it couldn't be better for the Blue Jays. I mean, to have the Red Sox play the Yankees, I would rather play the Yankees, to tell you the truth, than
yeah,
the
yeah,
Sox.
because you're going to beat up on them, and it's sad to as because of the Disability Channel, we've been allowed to get a little out of steam. And we watch a guy like Rocco Baldelli who did well in Minnesota for. They trade away everybody. They don't sign anybody. They watch everybody leave and succeed, and then after 7 years, he gets the boot. And we got to know Torey Lovello in Arizona. I'm just waiting for the next few days for them to say, "Hey, Torey is going to be gone." So,
Yeah.
it's tough. I hope. I'm a fan of those that haven't been there. So I would love to see the Blue Jays. It's been a long time since Joe Carter and that era. The Blue Jays got to a World Series and won. I'd love to see it. I'm tired
What
of
do
the
you guys
Dodgers.
think? What do they think of the Blue Jays down south of the border? Because up here, we're honestly, our fans are amazed. Like we're going, how are we doing this when Vladdy, our $500 million superstar, can't get out of the box, and
Yeah.
Bo's hurt.
No, I mean not having Bo Bichette and Vladimir, who luckily I got to interview when we were in Minnesota and they were in town for that. It's been neat to see those role players perform well, and your bullpen has been great, and pitching has done well. So if they can, they can get past the Red Sox, because like I said, I don't think the Yankees are going to win. That's going to be what their niche is going to be, and
No.
and more power to them, and it's exciting. And just like in the NFL, I think everybody in Toronto's kind of adopted the Bills as their professional team, despite the
Yeah, we're Bills
Argonauts and
fans.
the
Yeah, we're Bills
CFL,
fans.
right? So it's
Yeah,
been
we're
great
Bills
to
fans
watch
up
in the
here.
NFL that you've got a lot of excitement in Toronto with the Blue Jays and the Bills doing so well that they're 4-0. So
Well, now we're working together too. The MLSE, which owns the Maple Leafs, they're going to be working with the Bills and Rogers. Like it's all mixed in. I don't exactly know what they're doing. I don't think the CFL is too excited about that. But let's get back to the baseball, and then we'll flip it to the
yeah.
NFL. Tigers or Guardians?
Well, I was watching that game yesterday. The Tigers again. It's a very low scoring game, and the Guardians had the lead today, and the Tigers just went ahead. But I think the Tigers still scare me. I know they kind of coasted at the end and kind of eased on in, but they're still. It's just like the Lions. They're a good team
Yeah,
in baseball, and the core is good. And I would that's if the Blue Jays can advance, I'd like to see the Tigers get there because, as again, I'm tired of the Red Sox, tired of the Yankees, the Guardians. They're not going to win,
I don't
So
think
I
so.
think it would be nice to see somebody else facing those Dodgers. I feel like out west, we already know that with Otani and everything, they're gonna coast on in. Throw Kershaw in the bullpen, throw Otani in the bullpen, and they're gonna be a tough team.
Yeah, they'll beat the Reds. I think they're up one game against the Reds, right? So
Yeah,
they play the Reds, and then
they
the
kind of coasted in. That was because of the Mets
Cubs,
collapse.
Cubs
Another
and the
team.
Padres.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that Mets team. I mean, when you brought in Sosa, and they literally had the best team in record in the best record in baseball. To watch the way that they collapsed, it's been fun, but it still gives you excitement because again, look at how far of a lead that the Tigers had, and they kind
I
of
know.
collapsed and coasted. So
A
um,
remarkable baseball year, really. Like, I mean, you play 162 games and you still don't know who's winning the division. Like
yeah,
in two divisions, like that is crazy. You couldn't plan for that. So let's flip it to the NFL, and then I'm going to go to the top of each division. So we talked a little. Okay, so let's talk about the Bills. My take on the Bills is I think Josh has to do it this year.
yeah, he has to.
He has to.
It's they've relied on defense. I think their offense is okay, but not as big as they were, and it's like put up or shut up. You can only put them on a pedestal for so long.
That's right.
And they've made some defensive changes and they've done well. So they're 4-0. And if they can continue to win, the Miami Dolphins with Tyree going down, Hill, he's gone as a wide receiver. So I think the
My team. Oh
Dolphin
my.
season is over.
Do you think if Josh plays Pat, do you think he'll beat him? I don't know. I don't know.
It's gonna be fun to watch, and here we are, 4 weeks into the season, and we're already writing off a lot of teams. And you watch Baltimore, who has struggled; they're 1-3. The Chiefs
Yeah.
are now, a game under 500. So I enjoy parity. I enjoy seeing, a Patriots team led by Mike Vrabel getting past that Bill Belichick facade of so many years and playing his brand of football. And then we've
Think
already had a that we've already had a coaching move that could happen
yeah.
here if the Titans go 0-5. So
Do you think
it's
Chargers are the real deal with Herbert?
I hope so. I'd like to see Harbaugh come away from Michigan to prove that his brand of coaching can work in the pro football ranks. But they've come down to a couple of games at the end, and they've persevered. So it makes it fun because you
I like the
watch.
Chargers. I like them.
Yeah,
I think maybe the biggest surprise is Daniel Jones in Indy. Like, oh my God, what's he doing there,
yeah.
Daniel Jones, right?
Yep, and it's been fun to see another cast off from the Patriots that has
Yeah.
succeeded. And Daniel Jones was a backup for the Vikings and didn't play a snap, and
Yeah.
suddenly he's bounced
No, no,
back.
no.
So
He's from the Giants quarterback. I'm talking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sorry,
Yeah,
yes.
Giants.
So
Yeah, he was the Giants, right? And now he's doing stellar for the Colts. What do you think Aaron Rodgers has it in him?
as an old guy, Jay, I'm hoping. Everybody said he's done. He spent the the one full year with the Jets. The first, he got hurt in the first game,
Yeah.
and you want him to win. You want him to back up that talk. And again, that those Steelers, they always come up with that magic. So hopefully, he's working well with Tomlinson. We'll see when they really have that pressure against them to play some of those better teams. They've done okay, and the last couple of weeks he's been 50-50. But I really would love to see him at least get to the playoffs and all those naysayers.
I think if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's a superstar. So if he can stay healthy, I think the Steelers have a good chance. Let's flip it to the National League. Are the Eagles going to go again, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean they are doing well. I don't think their running game has been anything to be too
No.
excited about. That defense has pretty much carried them. Obviously, they were in a position where they were going to lose last week, and they get a blocked field goal, and suddenly the tide has turned. So, I would love
Yeah.
to see them continue. It's nice again as a guy that worked at ESPN for 20 years, and all we cared about were the Patriots and Tom Brady. It's nice to see if the Eagles could kind of have that, knock us off our shoulder and get back to the where everyone hates them or loves them and just gives that run. I enjoy seeing history made when those teams can play well. It's nothing against the Patriots, but in these generations going forward, we're not going to have that with the Chiefs. I don't see them as a team that's going to get back to the Super Bowl. And
No,
so we want to
either
go,
I don't
okay,
see
well,
either. I don't see either of them getting there. I don't see the Eagles or the Chiefs getting back to the Super Bowl. And I think the 49ers got too many injuries now. They got another key injury. I like the Bucks. I really like Baker Mayfield.
yeah,
I
I
like
was
him.
pulling for Baker last week because again, they had their first three victories in the last minute of the game, and the last week they had a chance against the Eagles, and Mayfield rolled out and he forced that one into the end zone. And I was like, no, that's not who you are.
Yeah.
Because even though my son Brady's an Eagles fan, I love those underdogs. I want the Bucks to go, hey, it wasn't a fluke when we had Tom Brady, those kind of things. And Baker Mayfield, he got kicked out of Cleveland
Yep.
virtually and has struggled a little bit, but he seems to have found a place for himself in Tampa. So yeah, I'm pulling for him.
And then are the Lions going to get back there this year, you think? What do you think?
Who are the Lions? Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. They've got a great head coach and they hate to punt, they hate to kick. So I love that mindset. And they've crushed a couple of teams, but they also didn't play well. So I would love to see the Lions get back to the Super Bowl and really get there and showcase that, hey, a team, just a blue collar team that can go out and play a little football and win in football in the National Football League. Um, it'll be fun to see how they do.
This is great, Dave. I could talk sport. We can talk sport all day long. We can go from baseball to football to golf to it all. So I really appreciate the time. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Press Box.
Hello world, it is Unstoppable Tracy with the Disability Channel inviting you to subscribe and watch live on Roku TV, on YouTube, on Restream, and also listen in Wisconsin Radio, Dave Stevens, all around the world. And on top of all of this, really proud to announce that we now also have a mobile app. So you can download for free, watch Roku TV for free, and the mobile app is free too from Google Drive. Be sure to download it and have it at your fingertips at all times. There's a job platform, and there's a live chat feature, and there's the TV feature with Roku TV, and there's also the social media channels. Take care, folks. Bye for now.
Welcome back to Press Box. On the show today, we have our co-host for Press Box. We have Dave Stevens all the way down in the United States. We talked about Major League Baseball. We talked a little NFL. So, Dave, what do you got going on before we let you go? And if people want to find out more information about you, where could they go?
Well, I'll be heading to Dallas next week to play in the Celebrity Softball Classic. Some big names: Jim McMahon, Terrell Owens, a lot of actors from 1923, and influencers and all kinds of really fun people for a veterans cause, which I know is near and dear to your heart. And then I'll
Nice.
be back heading to Fort Lauderdale to the Abilities Expo. And again, people can follow Dave Stevens Speaks or watch on old interviews here and the shows that we've done on the Disability Channel. And I'm excited that starting in October, we're relaunching everything. And Jay, you'll be a part of everything that we do to continue to grow that brand for Dave Stevens and the Disability Channel.
That's great, Dave. Really appreciate it. We're going to have you back because the NHL's starting and we got to get our NFL updates and our Major League Baseball updates. So again, really appreciate coming on the show today, Dave. Again, you're watching Press Box. I'm Jay Stoyan. Until next time, we'll see you then. Stay safe.